Good evening.
Look at Todd.
And gentlemen.
Todd was the quickest today.
Todd. 13 people already watching. Golly. He says I'm listening to. All right. Hey, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let us know that you're watching. What's going on, Woody? Getting it out of the way. I appreciate it.
We know who you are now, Woody.
Florida strain. Yeah, we know who Woody is now. So we got quite a few people already jumped on. 20 folks watching. Make sure you drop your name in the comment section below. So we know that you are watching. You're here for the mandatory captains meeting. So
we're talking about Florida. Is it Florida strain bass? Florida strain bass.
The bias. What's going on? Yeah, thank you guys for hopping on real quick. Sean, yep. So I know Clayton and Sean Crady are watching together, so appreciate that. I'm tracking, so. What? Oh God. I saw that post. Salvador Felipe. Okay. Mitchell. Well, hey, I'm writing that down. So if Chris Mitchell's name doesn't pop up, then hey, he didn't watch the live. So
I mean, right now, Chris Mitchell is going to be the first one DQ'd.
Yep, because I'm pretty sure does he identify as Salvador Felipe? I'm not even going to finish.
Well, he needs to update his Fishing Chaos name then.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes.
There you go. Fine.
He is the official FKBT social media troll. Is Chris Mitchell? I'm just messing around. So yeah, we got quite a few folks. 25. We got 36 that are currently signed up. About
37 right now.
37 folks signed up. So if you're one of the 37 that is not watching this live, make sure that you drop your name in the comment section below, because tomorrow night Sean and I are going to be going through this comment section and checking check marks next to people's names to make sure that they line up with our roster at 11:59 tomorrow night. So just for those of you that are watching or are new to the Florida Kayak Bass Trail, me and Sean and Todd, tomorrow night we are going to be reviewing this sign-in sheet. And if you do not watch it or comment on it that you did watch it, we're going to review that. And if you did not do it, you will be disqualified from that event, right? That's a mandatory captain's meeting for a reason. So make sure you watch it. All right. So
good, Mike.
That out of the way. What?
Michael Parker said he's going to sign up tonight. Looking forward to see. I haven't seen Mike Parker in a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah. So we got quite a few folks up here. So
yeah, I mean, we damn near have everybody.
Yeah,
pretty close.
We're gonna continue to do just monitor that. So if you watch it a little bit later on in the stream, whatever, just drop your name in there and you'll be good to go. No harm, no foul. So, yeah. So just a quick update before we dive into the captain's meeting per se. I know there were some anglers that met the September 1st deadline that was having issues with their 13 fishing accounts. If you were one of those that were having issues, double check your emails. There should have been another email sent today. There was a minor discrepancy on you guys having duplicate accounts for whatever reason. So that should have been cleared up and fixed this afternoon. So you should have access to that, or check your email for that username and temporary password. If you had commented on that Facebook post that I created, just reach back out to me today and let me know that you're good to go. And I know John Hicks, you said you're good. I know Frizzy got his. Just double check. And if you haven't checked your email for the 13, definitely double check and make sure you're squared away. Robert Phillips, use your password and username from last year. And if that doesn't work, let me know. David Meyer, same to you. Use your email and password from last year. And if it doesn't work, let me know. Comment. If you do it while we're on this show, just comment down here below and we'll double check. But your guys' names were sent and up to them today, and they said your accounts were active. So I don't know what the issue is. Randy, got yours too. Thanks, man. But yeah, that 13 fishing update, it should be good. I did send an email again for folks that signed up after September 1st.
And Bailey's frozen.
Am I there? Did I break up?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're just frozen.
Oh, it did that last time.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, so I sent them an email this afternoon around 5 to verify if I would be able to send them the remainder of the members that signed up after September 1st. I haven't heard back from that. If I do hear back from them and it's a go, then I will send them an updated list of everyone else that's a current member of the Florida Kayak Bass Trail. There's no promises on that. I know earlier this year they told us we could only send one list. That's why we had to create a deadline so that members' accounts can be active before the first event. So yeah, just more to come with that. I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully should have an answer by tomorrow on that. But as of right now, like we said, we're at 37 members. So that's looking good. Last year at our first event, we had 48 anglers signed up. So let's try to at least meet or surpass that 48 angler mark. I know there's still quite a few that are left to sign up. So the sooner you guys get on there, the better. So, all right. That's good. Real quick, we're going to dive right into some of this captain's meetings. We don't want these to go super long, but we want to make sure that they are informative. And if you guys have questions or need clarifications, please be sure to reach out to us. I have been receiving liability waivers from everyone who has signed up. So if you guys are an active member and you have signed up for the first event and you have not filled out the FKBT liability waiver, please comment in this video and send me a message or Sean message directly through Messenger or email at floridakayakbasstrail@yahoo.com, and we will get you that liability waiver. It could also be found on the FKBT members only page underneath the files at the very top of the Facebook page there. All you got to do is search in the bar FKBT liability waiver, and it'll pull right up. You could also find the rules in that same section, as well as the tournament identifier templates that you could print out and use. So that brings up the next point for tournament identifiers. Myself, Sean, and Todd, and Chris Clutter will have the PBC identifiers with us that morning up until 6:30. Once once you are able to go underway and launch to go to your spots, those PBC identifier cards will not be available. I know Sean's going to keep some in the bed of his truck. I know Todd is going to leave some in the bed of his truck, and I will leave some in the bed of my truck at my location. All this information will be posted on our members only page, so you can be updated on it. But at 6:30, whenever people are allowed to go underway and launch, then we are not going to be handing out those identifier cards. So ultimately, it's the angler's responsibility. If you had a FKBT identifier card from last year, you can still use that one for this event. But myself, Sean, and Todd, and Chris Clutter are going to be at the boat ramp an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours before the official launch time. So there should be plenty of time for you guys to come see us and get one of those cards. Or you can use the link, print them out, and use those for the first event as well. I made a post last night. Yes, can we put the monthly code and this one on the same? Yes, you can. That is what it's there for. Just to answer this question, yes, we do have the thick cards again, Clay Rex. It's the same ones last year. It's just going to have a mandatory. It's going to have a different sponsor on there since Van Hunks is sponsoring our identifier cards this year. And with that, to add on to David Myers' question, can we put the monthly code on that identifier card? Yes. Also, fish, if you are enrolled or you're signed up for the FKBT monthly, fish that are caught in this regular season event can go also to your monthly leaderboard. So it kind of giving you the fish you catch on Saturday can go to the monthly and to the regular season leaderboard. Yes, Chris Arazi, I just spoke on that. Yes, you're able to use the old tourney tag for the first event.
Yeah. So specifically, like, I mean, most of you guys know what truck I drive. I'll have my white F-150 at Fellsmere boat ramp, and Bailey will be in his Dodge gray hunk of junk up in the StickMarsh boat ramp. I'll put a key identifying mark on the back of my truck so you guys can easily find it. But if you don't catch me at the boat ramp, it'll be in the back of my white F-150. There's a kayak trailer behind it. Todd's truck will also be in the parking lot. It'll be a Toyota Tacoma. I'll make sure you guys are tracking any identifying marks. He'll probably be, I don't know if he's pulling his trailer or not. If he doesn't, he'll be backed up in those like individual parking spots right up next to the grass. And like I said, Bailey will be at the StickMarsh boat ramp. So there'll be identifiers in the back of our vehicles if it's after 6:30. And you guys just don't grab a handful of them. Just grab one. Just one identifier.
They're not unlimited. If you got, like Sean said, just one. I know there's Scott Corliss. He has purchased something off of Amazon where he's making additional ones too. I don't know if they're going to be in for the first event, but I know that he said they'll definitely be in by the second event. So also you can reach out to Scott Corliss and grab whichever ones he has. It'll be the same. He's just putting them on a different backing, which is fine as long as it still has the main graphing for the front. So they're not turning tags, but they do float. I'll have Todd post pictures of how he secures his to his catch board. I have the catch, the swivel arm, and I just put a piece of Velcro on the back of that PVC, and then kind of use it that way. But
Chris Parker, you don't have to worry about me. I've skunked the last 3 times I've been out at Fellsmere, so there's plenty of room at the boat ramp for me.
All right, so we'll kind of get into real quick. Registration ends at 11:59 tomorrow night. So registration will close. After that, we will have the set field for the first event. For those of you that might be curious on what the weather is going to look like, as of, I posted at 5 o'clock, there's like 0% chance of rain, a slight wind, and some minor cloud coverage for Saturday. That's the weather app that I'm using, but there's also like 50 other weather apps out there that might have a different story. Every weather outlet I looked at today all said everything kind of shifted north of us, so the impact is going to be minimal. However, we've all, I'm not going to say all, but we've all fished in Florida, I would say, long enough to know that storms come up out of nowhere. So with that, be mindful, be cognizant of your surroundings, pay attention if you see bad weather moving in. Pay attention to the Fishing Chaos app. I will be sending out notifications and messages through the Fishing Chaos app. So make sure you guys have the notification setting turned on to where you can see those notifications come across within your Fishing Chaos app. If you guys don't see that, and you don't see that the tournament has been suspended due to lack of making sure your notifications turned on, that's your responsibility. So make sure you're squared away on that end, but just monitor your messaging and notification system within Fishing Chaos. Again, with Fishing Chaos, it would be very important for you guys to go ahead and make sure that your app is up to date. The worst thing you want to do is have to push an update out in the middle of nowhere where there might be little service to do so. So make sure that your apps are up to date. Your app has location turned on, and you're able to share photos, right? So for those of you that don't take a photo through the Fishing Chaos app and you use your phone with just the camera, make sure that your app is able to receive those photos. We don't need phone calls in the middle of the tournament asking, how do I submit my fish? There's videos on Facebook that I have posted personally that go through how to do all of that. So make sure that you guys are squared away. Timothy says, what about signal? I lack signal, so I might not get notified. Okay, so out on StickMarsh again, if you guys don't have signal, I'm not going to be able to reach out to you via Facebook, phone call, or anything. Right, the mass notification system that I have is Fishing Chaos. I haven't had any issues with it, and I've received notifications with the signal out at Fellsmere and StickMarsh, so you shouldn't have any issues. But if you're on the T Maybe plan, then we're going to have to figure something out. So just get with us. If you have other anglers on the water, if you see an angler fishing and you've received a notification that the tournament has been suspended, and you pass by anglers that are still fishing that might not have got that notification, make sure to spread that word to those anglers on the water to make sure that everyone remains safe. I don't think this event we're going to have an issue, but again, you never know. There is a lightning shelter in the middle of the Fellsmere body of water, so you can utilize that, or you can kind of just push yourself into the reeds and shelter that way as well to make sure that you're not the highest point out in the middle of the lake. Yeah, so that covers that on the Fishing Chaos side. So for those of you that are new to using Fishing Chaos, low resolution images are enabled for the folks that might have bad service, but also know that we're going to go through tournament details here in a minute. We're giving you guys, ample time to get your fish submitted after lines out. So making sure it's ultimately your responsibility. If you catch a limit early and it's a good limit and you don't have service, it would be in your best interest to go try to find service so that you can get those fish uploaded and submitted, because there is a submission deadline that you have to meet in order to collect those points. Make sense? Did I miss anything, Sean?
No, you got it all.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to pull up the specific details on the tournament. So the tournament starts, lines in. Is it breaking up for you, Sean?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. So lines in is going to be 7 a.m. You are going to be able to start fishing at 7 a.m. Lines out is 3 p.m. Your last cast will be at 3 p.m., 2:59:59. So that is the tournament details. You can find that on the Fishing Chaos app underneath what? Tournament details. It's laid out at the very top of the page. The mandatory check-in location is going to be on the StickMarsh boat ramp. That is also the same location as the Headwaters kayak launch and the StickMarsh boat ramp. There's two pavilions on the south side of the parking lot where we're going to host our award ceremony. It's the same place we did it last year, but it's also attached to the parking lot, so it shouldn't be easy to miss. It shouldn't be hard to miss, I should say. With that, you need to be signed in by 4:30. Right? Yeah, 4:30. So
4:30.
we're giving you an hour and a half after lines out to load your kayak up, get everything situated, and if you're at the Fellsmere boat ramp, it's a mile drive south or west, and then if you're at the StickMarsh boat ramp, it's right there. So we're giving you an hour and a half after lines out to get from your spots to the boat ramp, load up, and get to the award ceremony. It is your responsibility to make sure that you're there by 4:30, because we are starting the award ceremony at 4:30. If you're off the water and you're not in the money and you check in at say 4:15 when I'm there, you don't have to stay until 4:30. You're more than welcome to leave. We're not telling you to stay, but what we are saying is that everyone needs to be checked in by 4:30 at the check-in location. If you don't want to stay and you want to get on the road early, just make sure you come see me. You sign in, you're good to go. But a minute late is a minute late. We are going to cut off that, and those fish will not be counted or scored for that event. An hour and a half is plenty enough time for you guys to get back and take care of business. So make sure you guys are having that responsibility while out on the water, and making sure that you're getting back in enough time to take care of what you need to take care of. So I hope that hopefully that shouldn't be a shock. We have mentioned it like 30 times. so far since we released the new rules. So make sure you guys are reading those rules and are familiar with them, because again, you've checked 3 boxes saying that you understand and you will comply with those rules. So failure to do so could result in the disqualification from that event. So someone has said, is the middle of the boat lane still blocked on headwaters? So the middle of the boat lane, are you talking about the S Canal, Gino? I think he is. Sean, you're muted.
Sorry, he's talking about the S Canal. Last time I was out there was a little mat still floating around, but you could get around them. So the S Canal hasn't been too much issue, but it's been there's like Nathaniel said, there's a little blockage, but for the most part, you should be able to get through. I haven't been out there in a week and a half, so things change daily out there.
Yeah, and the winds have been coming from the northwest for days now.
Yeah, everything should be blown out for the most part.
Yeah. So
no, it's Florida strain. No, it's totally blocked. Woody says it's totally blocked. Hey, just stay away from the S Canal. Everybody go to the kayak launch. I'm just kidding.
Y'all do what you gotta do.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was until the south wind today and tomorrow. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility for blockage. So my recommendation to you, if you choose to go to the S Canal, just let the boats go through in front of you, and then just sneak in behind them, because they'll chop it up for you.
Yeah. So I covered the event details. So again, I'm going to let Sean take over. He's going to talk about everything leading up to safety and everything else. So Sean, I'll turn it over to you.
For sure. Let me see if I can present this without causing too many issues. Let's see. Google Maps. Can you guys see that? What do you see, Bailey? You see? There we go. So right there in the middle, if you guys look at the Google or Google Map overlay that I placed, can you guys hear me fine? Bailey?
I can hear you, Sean. I was muted.
All right. Yeah, so this blue dot in the middle, I marked that as that east-west canal along the north side of Headwaters Lake. That canal is off limits on the far north side of Headwaters. These other blue dots to the left and right, or the east and west, this blue dot off to the east is the Headwaters boat ramp. And out here to the west, I have StickMarsh boat ramp and Fellsmere and StickMarsh kayak launches marked on that overlay. And there's notes tied to each one of those pins. So you can click on it. I put notes such as StickMarsh boat ramp is the 2-lane boat ramp. Same with Headwaters. The middle one's notes, east-west canal on the north side of Headwaters, off limits, right? I think that's pretty clear, concise, and to the point. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If not, I'm going to go ahead and move on. All right, going once, going twice. All right. Now let me talk rules. So specifically, we get in section 2 of the rules. So safety, we highlighted a lot of this last week. Safety, all anglers will have a flag on their kayak along with the 360 white light. If you have a motor on your kayak, you're going to have red-green navigation lights while traveling during limited visibility. So everybody's required to have a flag, a 360 light, and if you have a motor, you're going to have the red-green navigation lights on your kayak. Another must safety-wise is a life jacket, whether it's a inflatable, not a waist inflatable like Chris Mitchell, the Mustang inflatable, or the Onyx, or whatever, Bass Pro brand, whatever brand inflatable that goes and drapes over your body, that's allowed, or a NRS or similar style life jacket must be worn at all times. So the exceptions, there's like really one exception to taking off your life jacket. And then if you do, you got to stop fishing. Either you're adding clothing or taking off clothing, or you're using the bathroom, whatever it is. I would recommend try and leave your life jacket on if you're using the bathroom. But if you're taking off clothing or putting on clothing, you can take your life jacket off, do that, put your life jacket back on, zip it, snap it, and then you can continue fishing. That's about the extent of removing your life jacket for a short period of time, adding or removing clothing. Go ahead, Billy. Height requirement for the flag. Hey, Bailey, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, Fred, for the height requirement for the flag, it is there's a Yak Attack Visi Carbon Pro like that light combo. It averages around 3.5-ish feet. It needs to be flying at a minimum of that, whatever that is. Me, Sean, and a couple other folks have a flag zip tied to the top of our power pole rod, our actual power pole. So the whole intent is that for air boaters and other boaters to see you when they're coming around a corner. So the higher, the better. We're not going to put a height requirement as far as how high it is, but it needs to be flown and visible for other folks to be able to see you. Life jackets have to be over a rain jacket? You need to be wearing your life jacket. It doesn't matter if it's over or under.
All right, sorry, I can't see the question, so you're gonna have to read them for me because I'm looking. It says
if you're putting on a rain jacket, can it go over the life jacket? Yes.
If you put it over or under, that's at your choice. That's your choice. I have no issue either or.
So Gino, I have an extra flag as well that I'm going to be bringing. I have some extra catch boards I'm going to be bringing. Gino has an extra flag and 360 light. If you borrow product or things from these anglers, make sure that you give it back to them at the end of the event, just so that they're not out something for being generous enough to let other anglers borrow it. If you have extra flags or whatnot, bring it. That's a silly way for you to get disqualified from an event. Safety is huge. Safety in my eyes and Sean's eyes and Todd's is the most important thing while hosting these kayak tournaments. The last thing we want is for you guys, something to happen to you guys. So we try to take as much safety precautions as necessary to make sure y'all are squared away and taken care of.
And if anybody has their Yak Attack, I'll clearly state it. I'll make an amendment to the rules, and whistle is mandatory, or a audible alert device. So a whistle according to the Coast Guard lines. What's that?
Yeah, it's in the Coast Guard regulations we put in the rules. It's an audible device.
Whistle or those little boat tooting horns. But yes, if somebody has readily access to it, I don't have a Yak Attack Visi Carbon, but we'll make that the minimum requirement. So there's no gray area. That's pretty essentially the standard across the board. So, and I believe Bailey's right. I think it is 42 inches in length. If one of you guys can verify for me, that'll be the standard for the height of the flag. So,
Mitchell asked, does the flag need to be a specific color?
It does not. So preferably, so we say high vis flag. So Chris Bailey, specifically, I made this example, has a red, black, and white Georgia kayak display flag. I fly my tow flag up on my power pole or the orange flag, as long as it's highly visible.
Yeah. I know red. Mine's red. Yours is red. I know that there's someone that flies an American flag. I think Frizzy has an American flag on the back of his. There's a ton of different flags. Just make sure it's visible. It's a high visible color, so it catches people's attention. So
camo's probably not a wise choice, as long as it doesn't blend in with the surroundings. So a high vis flag, right? Generally, the standard is orange. I'm not gonna make everybody fly an orange flag, because I know we have those individuals that fly the American flag, their college football team flag. I fly just my tow flag, which is acceptable on state roads to be flown as my kayak's dangling off the back of my truck. So I think those are as reasonable. If you're flying a reed colored pencil reed and Kissimmee grass colored flag, it's probably not a wise choice, because it blends in with the surrounding. So I'm not going to specify. Just make it that it doesn't blend in with your surrounding environment, which generally Florida looks the same across the board. So if it's easily visible, it's acceptable. 53.5 inches. All right, there we go. Evan Fracasso has specified the length of the flag, so 53.5 inches. I'll double check, and I will reiterate tomorrow night on the FKBT members only Facebook page about the length of the flagpole. I'll sit down and talk with these guys, make sure it's reasonable across the board. For though, if you have any objections or concerns about having a 53.5 inch elevation of your flag, just bring it up to me directly after this captain's meeting. All right, so I think we beat safety down. The only other safety consideration, if you are traveling down the S Canal, we kind of beat on it last week. Just be aware of boats. Let them. I know myself, Daryl, down that S Canal have let them pass by us. We just kind of backed into the hydro, let them go by, and then continued on our way. I turned my nose into the boat wake and let the boats go by, and then continue on my merry way. So that's and those little cuts. If you're going down the S Canal and you hop in a cut, it's not a wise choice to sit right in the middle of that entrance out of the S Canal, just out of sight of the boaters, because they turn into those cuts fairly quickly. So I recommend you not sit right in the middle of those turn-ins out of that main north-south running canal, because you're going to find yourself in a dangerous situation. So enter in and move north-south away from that entrance, because that's a blind spot for the boaters and to keep yourself safe. The kayak launch, safety considerations. Just there's a little resident gator that likes to hang around the kayak launch. Normally doesn't mess with anybody, but just be aware of snakes and gators, and you should be fine. Wind, StickMarsh notoriously gets a little bit more wavy with the wind versus headwaters because of the lack of grass. But any other questions or comments on safety, I'm going to move on. Payback.
We got one right here.
What time can we be at the boat ramp? So you can enter the headwaters boat ramp at 6:22. You can enter the parking lot off of Fellsmere Grade Road. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right, go upstairs and show your mother. He's coming up to me, has a cut on his hand. Sorry. So 06:22 is 1 hour before sunrise. So at 6:22, you can pull off Fellsmere Grade Road and pull into the headwaters boat ramp. If you pull in at 6:21, you are going to be disqualified. So that's 1 hour in accordance with the rules. The sign posted at the parking lot 1 hour before sunrise is going to be 6:22. I hope that's clear enough. Don't enter before that.
If you enter before that, it's going to be a simple conversation. Hey, if Sean pulls up and is waiting at the ramp and he sees kayak anglers already entered into the parking lot, it's going to be a simple, hey, obviously you didn't read the rules or watch this the captain's meeting, you've been disqualified. And then that's what we're going to leave it at. I don't know if people don't believe what we're saying. Sean and I are not out here making up rules off the fly. There is a big post outside of the headwaters boat ramp that tells you that you may enter this facility at this time, and you have to be out of the parking lot at this time.
1 hour.
Yep. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We want to continue to use this venue for our events for later on in the future. And the last thing we need is for them to reach back out to us and someone get in trouble and they say, hey, well, who are you affiliated with? And it comes back to us, and now we have to answer for something that we've already told our members that we're not going, that what not to do. So it's just going to be simple as that. You're disqualified. No refund. Again, you broke the rules that are outlined, and we have stated numerous times. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news there, but last time we said this last year, we showed up and there were 4 or 5 anglers in the parking lot already unloaded and pre-launched before the hour before the sunrise. So.
All right, and to add, I think it's clear. Woody, if you have any other questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comment section. So with that 622, if you go to the boat ramp and at headwaters at 622, you can pull into the parking lot. If you get your kayak ready right there on the road, you can pull right in the parking lot, back your kayak down into the water and pull it up on the bank and then park your vehicle. And prior to 6:30, you're going to stay out of the S Canal in proximity of the boat ramp right there. At 6:30, you may enter the S Canal and continue on your way. So launch time is going to be at 6:30, lines in at 07. So that's going to give you 30 minutes to make your run. Obviously, you guys got to remember there's no fishing in the S Canal. Yeah.
And real quick, pre-fishing rules. Yes, Gino, to answer your question, you cannot be on the water after 3 p.m. tomorrow night. 3 p.m. is the end of pre-fishing for this event.
All right. Part 3 rules. Payback participation tomorrow night. Myself, Bailey, and Todd will do the calculations, doing my beer math. Does this go for the kayak launch as well? It may be Crow trying to launch. Hey, so with the kayak launch, you guys are allowed to go ahead and pull your kayaks down in the grass and have them staged, standing by, waiting until that 1 hour before sunrise. There's not a huge issue. Bring it. Last year, we allowed you guys to go ahead and drag your kayaks down to the grass. They all sat in the grass. And at 6:22, you could push them into the water and stay in proximity of the kayak launch. I think we said 100 yards last week. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of the kayak launch. And at 6:30, you can continue on your way to make your movement to your first spot. Go ahead.
So thank you. And I was going to address this. So Alan Reed, I know, is staying in an RV in the Fellsmere area. That Fellsmere, 1 hour after sunset, that area is private property. So it's only open to the public during the hours, an hour before sunrise and an hour after sunset. After
Headwaters
that, it's
boat ramp.
The Headwaters boat ramp is private property. It's only open to the public during those times, right? So FWC patrols that regularly, I promise you. And they will come out and say something to you. So you cannot stay in your RV on the Fellsmere boat ramp. You can go down to StickMarsh, which is like 2 miles down the road, and that boat ramp in that area is open 24/7, but not the Fellsmere Headwaters boat ramp. Hopefully that answers your question. You are not to stay in that overnight period.
And also, I mean, we'll cover StickMarsh. You can launch your kayak before 6:22 at StickMarsh, but you need to stay in the immediate area of the StickMarsh boat ramp
Yes.
in that little area until 6:30, and you can go underway. All right, payback and participation tomorrow night. Bailey will make a post once tournament registration deadline hits on the payouts, just like we did last year on the FKBT members only page. So you guys will see the payouts going in, doing beer math. I think it'll
be over 800. It'll be 800, more than 800 for first place.
Yeah, it was like 720 when I did it earlier, and we've already had a few more members sign up for the tournament. So right now, I think it's flirting around $800 plus for first place payout. Yeah, at 50%. So tomorrow night, once we do the math, that'll be a post. The identifier is going to be released at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, the identifier is going to be out there. We have all the identifiers pre-filled out. Unless you're printing out your own and you don't plan on getting there and taking an identifier from us, you'll have to print it out and use that identifier. But it shouldn't be a point of friction. We're going to fill it out for you guys, and we're providing you the identifiers. Off limits practice competition. We already specified pre-fishing ends at 3 p.m. 1500 tomorrow afternoon. So you must be off the water at 3 p.m. tomorrow. All right. I don't think we need to specify anything in authorized kayaks or authorized vessels to be fished out of. Information gathering, kayak regulation, measuring device, catch boards, catch carbonate, catch X, catch X Pro, whatever whatever catch boards are out there. I know there's a bunch of them. Are authorized. And sticker, engraving, or contrasting mark must be used on the fence of your bump board. All right. A sticker, engraving, or contrasting mark on the bump. I know we talked about this last week, but some of those boards are very hard to determine if the fish's mouth is touching the bump. So we require some type of contrasting mark on the bump, and you can put whatever sticker you want on. I have a Florida Kayak Bass Trail circle sticker on the end of mine, and I also have one that's engraved that creates a contrasting mark. You can put one of your sponsor stickers on there as long as it fits properly. But yes, I don't think I need to go on that anymore. Permitted fishing methods, artificial lures only. Go ahead, Billy.
We'll also be handing out those bump board stickers if you need one at the ramp tomorrow. As a member, you'll get one. Just one. You'll get one of each. We'll give you a couple stickers tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, so real quick, Sean, sorry. Ryan Richards said, sorry, it's not a dumb question. I'm interested in joining this. I need a few things to be able to participate, and I'll be out of town for a while. Is there a deadline to join? No, you are there's no deadline to join, Ryan Richards. You only need to meet the minimum requirement of participating in 5 regular season events to meet the Angler of the Year requirements and championship qualification standards. So message me offline, and I will talk with you and give you all the information you need.
All right. We already covered boundaries, specifically on headwaters and StickMarsh. If you're inside the levee of either bodies of water, you're in available waters to fish. You cannot cross over the levee from Egan and be like, Egan's trash, I'm going to drag over the levee and launch in the StickMarsh. That is not allowed. So if you want to relaunch from Fellsmere to StickMarsh, you have to pull your kayak out, kayak launch, or if you pull it out of the boat launch, and you got to drive down and launch from the authorized launch locations. We're not crossing over levees from one body of water to the next. Sportsmanship, I'm busy, darling. Okay, we'll do it here in a minute. All right, so sportsmanship, we kind of covered it last week. Give your fellow anglers, we have a specified 50-yard buffer, right? But the way to create or eliminate any conflicts on the water is communicate, have an open dialogue and communication from angler to angler, right? And like I said, most of the time, if you communicate with that person to either bypass or fish a specific area nearby that angler, if you communicate, most likely they're probably going to say yes. And if they say no, and it's like 35 yards away from them, just either wait or move on. Open dialogue between anglers is going to eliminate a lot of conflicts. All right. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Dad, I want a snack.
Okay. Well, I'm busy. I told you.
Can I go to a snack?
Not right now. You want to read the rules for me?
No.
No. All right. Hey. So scoring. All fish must measure a minimum of 12 inches. Right. 12-inch minimum tomorrow for our event and for the remainder of the whole year. AOI points. Not going to cover that. And photo criteria. Boards. Bumps facing the left. Fishes facing the left. Fish is flat, mouth closed, tail down on the board. You can go ahead and pinch the tail, but when you take the photo, you cannot be actively pinching the tail during the photo, right? Specifically in the rules, it gives you a good example where hand placement can be on the fish, as long as you're not covering the face or I don't want to say it, the tail fin, or you're not underneath. I also want a snack. And your hand can't be underneath the gill plate. Penny, any questions on that? If you have any specific questions on photo criteria, I know a lot of you guys are quite experienced in this, but if you have any questions specifically on photo criteria, just let us know prior to the tournament. I want a snack too. Are we getting Little Debbie's for the smallest fish?
Hey, talking about snacks, we're going to be providing water and maybe some Gatorade and snacks at the post-event meetup. So, yeah.
All right, so penalties. Eligible fish mouth not completely closed exceeding more than 1/4 of an inch This includes fish's mouth partially open. A cracked mouth will be a 1/2 inch deduction, right? Cracked mouth, 1/2 inch deduction. If it's more than a 1/4 inch, our judges are going to DQ that fish. They're going to reach out to you directly, ask you if you have another. They're going to ask you to re-upload that photo. All right. Waiver and release liability. If you haven't filled out a liability waiver, you need to fill out a liability waiver. We're going to bounce the members fishing this event off of those who have submitted a liability waiver. If you have not, you're not going to be eligible to fish this event. All right.
Chloe, I sent you a waiver off on your Facebook Messenger. So check your Facebook Messenger. It should be there for you.
All right. So pending any other questions, that's a quick rundown of the rules. All right. We covered safety. We covered photo submissions, proper photo placement. I didn't say it, but make sure your camera's overhead shot of the fish, right? Some of the photos we've seen over the summer for our monthlies, drastic angles on photos, fish's mouth open. That's really the two major issues we've addressed. Mouth cracked or open and drastic angles of the photo, right? So an overhead shot of the fish. And if you have any questionable fish, either a cloudy eye, looks like it's possibly dead, go ahead and take a video of that fish, a video release going from the board. Fish number 3, 17.5 inches coming off the board into the water, placed on the water, and video that fish swimming off, and then back to the board. And that's it. And if there's any questions or disputes about the photo that you submitted of a fish and it is brought up, we're just going to simply question you. Be like, hey, that fish appears to be dead. You provide us a video of that fish, and no more questions after that. We should get extra AOI points if you fish in the Halloween costume. I don't know about that. If you bring me a log of Copenhagen snuff, I'll figure out a way to get you an extra AOI point. Just one.
You don't need any extra AOI points. You'll do just fine.
Penny questions? I don't want to draw this out. We're already at 47 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, I mean, the only thing else, I have a question for you guys. What's it going to take to win? And where does Bailey need the fish to catch the winning fish?
I already know where I'm going to be at. Y'all good?
Red can? What? No, silver top. Silver top Copenhagen. Can we use pink and blue loofahs as the high-vis flag? Hey, perfect. As long as it's like one of those whole tubes of loofahs from like Bed Bath & Beyond. 97 3/4, 90, 92, 95, 103. There you go. There you go. You stole my answer. He heard me say that last time.
I mean, I caught 107 the last time I was out there. So
yeah, Bailey whipped our behinds out there 2 weeks ago. Kayak launch 107 3/4.
Telling them my secrets.
I caught 62.
Yeah.
All right. So people are throwing some big numbers out there.
Hey, so just so y'all know, there's only 2 members of our club right now that have the hammer sticker, the 100+ inch hammer club, and that's Todd,
and
who
Sherman.
is not here with us tonight, and Sherman Bishop are the only 2 FKBT members to have the exclusive 100+ inch hammer club sticker. So hopefully we're able to hand out quite a few of those at our first event this year, throughout the year. So Amy's going to want clarifying question. I saw this last time and it didn't get answered. It says, I want to clarify because I got 2 answers.
If your hand's over top of it, yes, the photo will be accepted, right? It's when you start getting underneath the gill plate is where it becomes a problem. So your hand flat on top of the fish. I understand. Amy's been slaying the dinks, apparently. That's what she told me. If you place your hand over top of it, sometimes it's going to get over top of that gill plate. As long as you're not up underneath that gill plate or covering the fish's mouth or eyes, you're in the clear, Amy. I hope that clears that up for you. Dink master. Yeah, me too. That's all I've been catching is dinks.
Are we gonna do predictions on who's gonna win, or should we keep that quiet? Because I have my prediction. The only reason I'm saying this is because I'm almost 100% certain I know who's already gonna win this event.
Hey, Bailey. We'll let you first, second, third place.
All right, y'all want my first, second, and third? All right. First place, Christopher Harrelson is gonna dominate. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know for a fact. Sorry, Harrelson, you're gonna dominate. Sean, I think you're okay. Never mind. It's gonna be first place is gonna be Harrelson. Second place, I think Lloyd Hardy. He did really good last year. And then third place, it's gonna be between Sean and Lloyd for second and third. And then I will make top 10, but I'm not telling you where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be a sleeper. That's just me. I've been watching your guys' Facebook posts, and y'all are saying y'all having a tough time out there. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to call the number. Harrelson is going to do 101.75. That's my call, and I'm not here to give him any pressure at all. But I think the dude's going to hit 101.75. He's going to miss one big fish, and it's gonna throw him over. So. Hey, that's my call. First, second, and third.
Stance. Big fish?
23.25.
24 3/4.
Yeah. So, Little Debbie winning fish. That's David Myers.
Little Debbie. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and Scott Gibbons too. Y'all don't sleep on Scott Gibbons. That dude, he's a silent hammer. You won't know where he's at either. He's probably somewhere where no one else is at.
Hey, answer his question for me, Bailey, before we close this thing out and hammer out the sponsors. Little Debbie, are we submitting them to the members only page?
No. So yeah, little Debbie fish submissions. So for those of you that don't know anything about the Little Debbie Award, it is any fish under the 12-inch minimum. If you catch an inch and a half bass, you take a photo of that on your catch board and submit it to the Florida Kayak Bass Trail members only page. You're going to get a awesome prize throughout the year. So it's definitely worth it. And if there's only a few anglers that take part in this or participate in it, you're going to after the first event, I promise you.
Hey, so with the Little Debbie, right? The fish has to be caught on your fishing lure.
Yes.
If you're cranking through a school of shad and you get you like an 1.5 inch shad on your treble hook, hey, put it on the board and take a photo.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey,
that's easy.
That's a legal Little Debbie catch. If you're cranking your crankbait and you hook a shad, that's a legitimate Little Debbie.
Yeah. And you will get Little Debbie cakes, but there's also a really cool addition to our Little Debbie. There's two cool additions to our Little Debbie award.
I'm looking forward to a Little Debbie presentation.
Yes. It's going to be awesome. So also, if you guys checked, I know this is getting to that hour mark. We're not going to make it there. Go check out what Todd Quillen, our other director, has done this year for the checks. They're pretty freaking awesome. I just made a post about an hour before our live that shows first, second, third place in the Spear Point Big Bass checks. Go check those out. Give that post a thumbs up. And yeah, they're pretty sick product for this event.
Hey, let's solve this real quick. First person answers. Little Debbie has to be a bass, yes or no? First person to answer. Yes. Okay. So Little Debbie has to be a bass. Clarify.
So real quick too, Jersey update. Spoke with Todd. They're in the middle of building our website and our link to send out to our members. It should be done by the end of this week, and it should be ready to purchase or go live next week sometime. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Robert Phillips won, by the way. He said yes first.
Okay.
He beat you, Christopher Blanco.
Will you all have shirts and hats there too? I will get with Todd to have him bring what he has, and I will bring the shirts, that product that we have. If you wanted the FKBT cotton shirts, they're $15 at the ramp. I will do PayPal, Zelle, whatever, or cash if you got it. And there are some hats left over. But Todd is also compiling a list of orders that he needs to submit. And once he gets the right amount to get free shipping, he will be able to do those and get those in production ASAP. But yes, we will have some hats and shirts at the event for you guys to purchase. Cool. That's all I got. You guys got any questions? Thanks for participating in the chat room here. We appreciate it. We had 36 people watching at once, so now we're down to 31. So we'll figure out who those 5 anglers are, and we'll make sure that they're squared away if they got any other questions.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys out there. I'm stoked. It's been besides the monthly, it's been a minute since I fished a tournament.
Yeah. So can I mention something real quick for the monthly too before we forget?
Yeah,
I guess there were some confusions with the monthly. If you guys sign up and fish the monthly, you can fish any body of water that's on the authorized list any month. So it's not associated with the month and the body of water that is associated with that tournament for that month. If you want to go fish Fellsmere next month, you can. If you wanted to fish Panasofsky, you can. This monthly is out there for you guys to go and practice and fish these bodies of water and have a chance to win some money. But also know that you guys might be fishing a Slay Nation, a Bass Nation, any other trail that's going on in the state of Florida. If you are fishing an event that's on that body of water 3 months from now, join our monthly. There's that, and you can submit those fish to that monthly leaderboard and have a chance at winning some more money. So hopefully that cleared up that confusion. Just want to make sure you guys are participating and taking all benefits of everything that we're offering you guys. So that's all I got.
You ready to close this thing out?
Let's do it. We'll see you guys at the boat ramp, but let's do our sponsors real quick.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say sponsors specifically.
Yep. So our title sponsors for the first event are going to be Van Hunks. They're sponsoring the first place prize. We're going to have it's going to be first place is Van Hunks. Second place is going to be 13 Fishing, and third place is going to be Torrent Outdoors. Are going to be sponsoring our first, second, and third place prizes. And Spear Point Performance Hooks is our proud sponsor for Big Bass all year. They are sending us a huge, huge shipment of product to be given away at our events throughout the year. I don't think I'm going to have them for the first event, but if you win Big Bass for this event, you're going to walk away with a check, and then I will make sure to give you your product immediately following that. So those are our title sponsors for the Fellsmere StickMarsh event. But what are the other sponsors we got, Sean?
So we got Toad Thumper Lures, Ego, that provided us a code for the members, and we got some product for the championship. You want to show them one piece of the product? Yeah. Let me show you guys this.
As he goes and gets that, I'd like to thank Strike King, Luz, and Mock too. They're going to be giving us product to give away at our events. We got Catchboards, who's going to be supplying us with our championship trophies. Oh, what's that? An S2 net. We got how many of those?
2 for the championship.
Nice.
So Ego stepped up for the championship for us, and you guys have a code. Great products. Go check out their website. Bailey already hit up Spear Point, promoting Big Bass for each one of our events. We got Quilco Printing, who's taking care of it. And we always brag about Todd. Todd does a ton of work for the club on product, branding, checks. So make sure if you need anything from Todd does a lot, not just with the club specifically. So he does a lot, and he has a lot to offer. So if you need anything specific on what he does for the club, but for your own business or whatever you're doing out on your civilian world, by all means, hit him up. Wicked Weights.
We got some Wicked Weights to give away.
I'm not going to say, but the 2 ounce, I've only thrown the 2 ounce weights, to be honest with you. But 2 ounce weights on point. It does what I need it to do, and I've had zero issues. Kayak cushion, Torquedo, $250 gift cards for the events throughout the year. Rogue Fishing, providing us our tethered needs. I always brag about Torn Outdoors because I love the striker, to be honest with you. Dakota Lithium, Cross Kicks, Yak Attack, and we are a KBF Ambassador Club. And I think Bailey's covered everything. Some great sponsors helping us out this year. Van Hunks, like I know Bailey's probably talked about it a little bit, but Van Hunks has stepped up really. They're trying to promote the club throughout the state of Florida and kayaking specifically. Bailey's done some work with them recently. And
they're going to come out on the water. They're going to come out on the water and video some of our premier anglers that we're going to try to highlight with our club. So we're going to put them, and they're going to be in a kayak, and they're going to kind of follow you out on the water and get some on the water footage for some club commercials and stuff that we're going to be posting here too. So more to come on that.
Yeah, but I mean, for sure. I mean, I know, like I was about to say, Dan Carnes has done an interview with Bailey. Dan Carnes did an awesome article for us that he wrote and promoting the club and getting the name out for us. So I appreciate all the sponsors and all you guys helping us grow this thing. I think it's a safe bet that we're going to grow bigger than we were last year. So spread the word. Let them know. I mean, I've had zero issues within the club. It's been a great club. You guys make the club. It's not us. You guys make the club because without you, we wouldn't have anything. And it would just be us fishing the weekend trash talking trail where we lose money and we never win a trophy. We just get bragging rights. So.
We picked up another sponsor today in the making too.
Oh,
so,
true.
Yeah, so we picked up another. We're never done picking up sponsors that are going to provide product to you guys. We're still in the details with it, but YOLO Tech is a great company. Christian's an awesome guy. I've been speaking with him for the past couple days. We're still working out the details, but he would love to sponsor our club. So more to come on that. But YOLO Tech, if you don't know what they do, they produce. I actually bought one, and I'm going to be repping it at our second event. But it is a 3-foot light. So what it is it plugs in, and this is going to be a 360 high vis light that does like an assortment of colors, but it can be seen for up to 2 nautical miles. So y'all going to see me on the other side of the lake here soon. So they do a lot. They do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say disco light, Harrelson. I'll be back. Does it beat with your music? You know.
I'm sure it could, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great partnership with those guys and with all of our sponsors. They have been amazing, and they are what you and the sponsors are what make this club so awesome. So we appreciate you guys sticking around and joining us for the 2024 season. So we're 3 minutes overdue, Sean.
Yeah.
So
Conrad's hole's off limits.
Yeah, there's going to be some fighting, I guess, going on in that area. I'm not going to say what area, but I'm sure there's going to be some folks over there. So made the best. That spot won last year. So
I saw Conrad leaving a spot during a KBT tournament. I was at one time.
Yeah.
So I'll find Sherman too. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to be there, Sherman.
Okay. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching. Again, if you have any questions from now till lines in, you know where you can find us. Sean, Chris Bailey, Todd Quillen, or Chris Clutter on our Florida Kayak Bass Trail Facebook page, or you can send us an email at floridakayakbasstrail@yahoo.com, and we will make sure that we answer your questions. Also, make a post on the Facebook or the FKBT members only page if you have any other questions. So yeah, just let me know and we'll get you taken care of. Again, be safe driving to Fellsmere, be safe out on the water. If you need anything, reach out to me. I will do my best to help you in any way possible. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Mentors Captains meetings, and we'll see you Saturday.
Later.